Ladies and gents, welcome, welcome. We've got Loey the Legends here, 860 elo. I think it's 860 versus 859. And in the blue, we have some Seiki. Not really sure how to say that, playing as the Britons. And then in the red, and the reason we joined this game, we have CH Ninny Muggins. And I'm a sucker for creative usernames. I believe this stands for Cottonhead Ninny Muggins, which is an elf reference. Elf says he's such a Cottonhead Ninny Muggin. And it wouldn't have been that funny if it was just Cottonhead Ninny Muggins typed out. But the CH, like its initials, is hilarious. Anyways, we got Goths here. And this is a classic matchup. Goths, low elo. I mean, if the Goths get a good economy rolling, they can beat any Civ. And especially Archer Civs, which Britons is one of the best. Now, Britons do have answers to the Goths. There's things you can do. There's things everyone can do against the Goths. But usually part of that is a little bit of aggression or getting a really big lead on them here. Now, the map is Glade. This map has delivered so much. We are 2 for 2 on Glade games going to YouTube. All these games have been sick. And you've got this opening near your TC. So it's very easy to wall up. And then you can protect a gold, a stone, your berries, your 2 boars. Blue is pushing D right now like a pro. All right. 860 elo. I mean, I've seen it before. Usually, though, players have a bit of a tough time managing it, though. Blue is struggling a little bit, I guess. But yeah, as we've seen, guys, if you just rely on walling up here, that could be a problem. Because your opponent could wall you in. So you have to be very careful with that, in my opinion. So strategies that could be good here, like, I think lots of army in Feudal Age and stonewalling your opponent in is actually pretty epic. We could see Tower Rush be good. I think Archers otherwise is good. I don't think Scouts or Knights are that good on this map because if the opponent walls, you're just kind of stuck. So I wouldn't necessarily suggest that. So yeah, we'll see. Yo, Honest John, what's up? Thanks for the Prime. T90, what do Mayans do against the Goths? Well, this is Britons. I mean, Mayans play Archers and play Eco and try and kill with Eagle timing is probably what I'd suggest, but it depends on what your elo is. Yes, we've had recent infantry changes. So maybe we could see infantry from both here. And Cottonhead Ninny Muggins is here in Blue's little bubble of space. Is there anyone here who has not seen the movie Elf? I feel like if you were to just watch it as an adult, having never seen it before, it might not be quite as funny. It definitely has some nostalgia for me because I watched it as a kid. It's a Will Ferrell movie, if you know who Will Ferrell is. I think it's probably a lot more popular in the States than it is elsewhere. Oh yeah, it's still great as an adult, but that's because I watched it as a kid. Like, Age of Empires, I often wonder. I mean, the game is amazing. But a lot of people are here because they played it when they were younger and the nostalgia, right? And Red really being active with the scout here. Okay. It's big in Norway each Christmas? Okay, so if it's big in Norway, it's probably big in some other areas as well. Red scouting blue, blue finding red. So they seem to know the opening's there. And they might go through there with some army. We'll see. Blue's done a better job at managing the Dark Age so far. Really smooth eco. Realized right away that the house needed to come up a little bit faster and is bringing in all the food. Yeah, I would say for when Christmas rolls around, Elf is definitely a staple for my house. Elf, Home Alone, Santa Claus. What other Christmas movies? Actually, there is a new one which also has Will Ferrell. Spirited is actually hilarious. I wouldn't recommend watching that if you have like I wouldn't watch that with my religious parents, for example. But that actually has made it to my rotation, so. National Lampoons. Okay, Die Hard. See, Die Hard isn't one that I have a huge desire to watch every year. But I get that. Mr. Magoo's Christmas Carol? Oh, definitely. Let's go. I'm glad someone knows that. Red is on the way to feudal. Blue is on the way to feudal. Yeah, Home Alone's also a staple, if I didn't say that. No barracks yet. So maybe not infantry here, but I'm seeing Vills on gold, and I'm seeing the resources for the barracks. Both scouts have attacked. Blue attacked a little bit. Red attacked a little bit. So this has been fairly pokey. That's a weird way to say it, but you know, they've been messing with each other a little bit. Is true Goths get loom instantly? And Red still didn't research that. And there's the barracks for Red. And no barracks yet for Blue. Is Blue trying to fast castle here? This feels like a fast castle attempt. I don't know if the resources are going to be there, though. Someone says Star Wars. Someone else... Man, some of you guys watch some weird movies around Christmas, man. Star Wars at Christmas? I mean, it's not the worst, I guess. All right, both hit feudal. This is somewhat walled now from Red, but the barracks isn't completed, so I guess Red's just going to chill in here. And we see the gold upgrade. We see the wood upgrade. Could we see the farm upgrade? So I think Cottonhead Ninny Muggins is just going to adapt. By the way, one of my favorite scenes in Elf is when he's fixing the Jack-in-the-Box. Bro, that's so freaking funny. Oh, this is so good. I think soon after that is when he calls himself a Cottonhead Ninny Muggins. Blacksmith Market from Blue along the front, so both players using this choke point to their advantage. And I guess Blue is just going to wait for the 100 food to click Castle. Which isn't too terribly bad when you consider that Red has already had a bit of TC idle time here, so. And I guess the plan for food income long-term is going to be farms for Red. Man-at-Arms is on the way. Militia's on the way. Blue Scout weak, but luring Red into town. I've seen this before. I think Blue loses the Scout anyways. Oh! Oh, Blue keeps moving. Dang, impressive. A lot of people just stop underneath the TC. And now Red is trapped. But like, Red is trapped, but Red also gets information. Red, don't just attack. I think that was an auto attack, and I think it was close enough to have vision. But I wouldn't mind Red. You saw the gate. Just go attack that gate. What would be really strong is to back it up with towers. I like this from Blue as well, to leave now. So Red can't kill that. Villagers to stone here for Blue. So Blue might be thinking walls, castle. Oh, look at all the stone villagers. Yo, okay. So, Blue will see the barracks and sees the flag. Man-at-Arms pop out. Scout is dead. First kill of the game. Let's go. It feels like if Blue notices why that scout died, which Blue might not notice, Blue could do with some stone walls here. I don't think Blue knows. This is... like, Red is pretty heavy on stone, waiting for a castle. Or did I say Red? I meant to say Blue, sorry. But Red is going to be on the way. And is getting forging. So that gate is going to go down fast. Farming eco looks really nice for Cotton-Headed Ninny Muggins. Which is the first time I've ever said that in a serious sentence. Still some villagers on berries, which is great. Not super heavy on gold, too. The wood eco is good. This is a smooth eco right now for Red. And there we go. Gate should go down. Panic time for Blue. What does Blue do? Blue, are you going to repair that gate? That doesn't seem like a good move for you. But here we go. It just keep hammering away and hope it works. Is this actually holding? I mean, say goodbye to all your wood. It is actually holding. And now we have a panic tower. Oh, but now the scout is here. How does Blue manage this? Okay, Blue can kill the scout. This is actually pretty insane. No, don't repair with that, Phil. So, guys, if you repair on a diagonal gate like this, anytime you stand in that white box, it opens the gate, right? So you need to lock the gate, because if you tell this villager to repair it, it'll go into that white box and the gate will open. Blue's actually backing off with some of the vills. This is pretty cool. Like, pretty relaxed from Blue, is what I mean. And yeah, the gate is not locked. It would say locked on capture H. And Red's going to back away. Okay. Now, I don't hate this if you're Red. I think now you need to rush to Castle Age and get your own vills on stone. And get into Huskarls. That's what you want anyways. As the Goths. And Tower will hit the infantry here. So maybe not the best position to stay in if you're Red. And Red is pulling the weak ones back. And hoping that the tower doesn't hit everything. But the tower does hit everything. Blue, you crazy person. There's still an army out here. Blue's leaving. Well, Red's going back home instead of holding the map control. I mean, that's so risky, right? Like, if you just build the castle in your base, you're fine. Blue. Blue, are you about to... Don't do this. What? Red is going home. What? 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 Red, hold the map. You can still stay in the middle. You don't need to go home. Oh my god, what? Blue's insane. Blue's like, I know people in my elo, and I know that they're gonna hide in their base instead of holding the middle. That's crazy. This castle's unbelievably risky. I cannot believe this. But guys, you know, I see things like this, right? Like, I watch games when people submit, like, I don't know how I lost, what can I do differently? Or people complain. I have this really weird fascination if someone complains on Reddit or in my Discord about how a Civ is OP. Sometimes, and I can't believe I'm admitting this, I will go to their profile, I will download the game to see, was it the Civ, or could there be decisions? And here is like an example. Someone's going to say Britain's OP, you can't even man-at arm rush them because they wall up. And it's like, but you had the map, my friend. You had the map. But now you don't have the map, and now this is a problem. What a horrible thing to admit to. Yeah, especially to you, Varian. Admitting that to you would be kind of weird. Let's see if Red can recover here. Let's see if Red can recover here. Red's made a couple skirms in a panic. Red will make it to Castle H. Red could use the market a bit, buy a castle, and everything's okay. Nice job from Red with the damage control on the houses, just like Blue. Skirmishers don't have upgrades, so they can't hit. And the Goths need that castle to really become scary against the Britons. And you can just... You can run around this castle later on, potentially. Blue back at home. We've got nice farms. Probably needs more on wood. Has a ton on gold because of the vills on the front. But I like this pressure. And if you have a market, I would suggest buying more stone and dropping another castle. Because you want that gold to count for something as quickly as possible. Buying wood now is Red, and Red's going to drop a second TC. Wow, so this is the second time that Low Elo Legends today, we've had someone castle dropped, and they just kind of relax. Like, I would think immediate castle. You need something now. And they're just like, well, we're fine. Second TC. It's good. Yeah, Manika, this is exactly where what Blue should do. Blue should stonewall in the opponent so the opponent can't leave. That's the play. And there's the castle from Red. So Red will do that with the TC. That's fine. A little risky because the longbows could be in here. The barracks is down now. But that castle will protect the front of Red's base, and Red will actually have the better eco. And these longbows, they may kill a villager. Maybe even two, but they have to back away. Alright, chat. You're in Blue's position. You've castle dropped the only opening in your opponent's base. They're stuck in here. But you can't siege push them anymore because the castle's there. What are you thinking? What is next on the agenda to break this? I still like the Stonewall idea. You think you can still do it? Imp is a good call. Unfortunately, the eco's not great for it, but if you're going to do it, commit. And you'd have to use the market, but I think that would be the best thing, maybe. Now, Goths, you never, like, honestly, Goths against an Archer Civ, don't go Imp here. You just make, you spend, instead of 1,000 food and 800 gold on Imperial Age, you just make that many Huskarls with some Rams, and you try and push this. Small detail, but I think Squires is not going to be in because the barracks went down, so the infantry will be slow. But yeah, Red is kind of cooking here, guys. Not bad for cotton-headed ninny muggins. This is pretty smooth. 2 TCs, pumping nicely. Not really under huge threat right now. Might lose the blacksmith. 2,000 gold for Blue, who buys food and is going to click Imp. Nice job, chat. Nice job. That's a really good job from Blue. That's sick. I mean, excellent game sense. Honestly, the castle from Blue in the middle was absolutely crazy. That castle should have never gone up. We shouldn't even be in this game anymore. Luckily, we are because it's more entertaining. Does Red know what to do against this? I see a Scorpion. So that kind of worries me a little bit for Red. I'm not sure if the Scorpion adds any value if the castle's there. +2 armor on the Huskarls would be needed, and that's not going to happen. We now have Elite Skirm as well for Red. So yeah, Red must not believe in the Huskarls, or is just trying to upgrade everything. No Blacksmith, no Barracks slows this down a little bit. Of course, Britons also get extra range for their archers just by making it to the next stage. So that could be strong. I'd like 2 castles here from Blue. Basically, your market's your best friend on a fast imp scenario because your eco is pretty fragile, so keep thinking about that. Build another castle. Castles are also your best weapon. Like, Trebs and castles are arguably more key than the longbows and the mangonels, right? T90, when do you recommend Scorpion and when mangonel? It kind of depends. I would honestly always suggest mangonel unless you don't immediately have the resources. If you're planning on going, like making more than 5 of a unit, then Scorpions probably becomes a bit better. But if you just need like 1 or 2 units to clear up a push, I think mangonel is a bit better. So yeah, Scorpions only if you can mass, or if you're really missing out on resources. But Scorpion and mangonel are not useful when there's a castle in your face. So that's really tough. Okay, so Red's on the way to the Imperial Age. But there's a Treb on the way from Blue. And I wonder how Red will react to this. There's only 1 ram. Second one's on the way. Red's getting a lot of these houses taken out. Red is like running out of space. And guys, Red only has 500 gold. That's it. 500. That's nothing. 500 out of 25k on the map. And could lose the castle. And then there will be stone. Like, I think Red might fight this now. Is Blue making monks to convert Huskarls right now? I thought Blue was going to get the relics because that's what low elo players do. Making the monks to convert the Huskarls is actually an amazing play. That's exactly what you would see higher elo players do here. Red's not repairing the castle. Once that castle's down, pain will follow. And then you can't get Anarchy, so you can't make... If you don't get Anarchy, you can't make Huskarls out of the barracks. You don't have the castle, you're obviously stuck as well. Here goes Red. Here we go. Big push. Now there's a mangonel behind. Blue clearly sees this because Blue backs away. And we've got... Oh, the castle getting repaired. Too late, though. Castle will fall. Choo-choo. There's Spearmen and Huskarls and Man-at-Arms in the Rams. The Rams go in. The Rams will go down, but the Trebs go down. And does the mangonel go down? The mangonel goes down. The Rams can take the castle. Oh, my goodness. Now, if Red still had the castle, it's GG. because red could just make more Huskarls. But red can't make more Huskarls now. So these rams are actually insanely important. 95 pop for cotton-headed Nitty Muggins. Blues at 45. The Scorpions are actually kind of helpful here because the castle's firing on other things, and the push is going to fall flat. Right when red was about to run out of gold. There's 20 gold left. Red could potentially escape, and look at red! Repairing! What is that? Dude, 800 elo is insane. But castle may still stay up. Ram's down. Next ram could go down. The ram's on 1 HP. Okay, ram goes down. Murder holes maybe, blue? Blue is a little shell-shocked at the moment. Doesn't know what to do. Siege workshop now from red. Now would be a good time for red to try and run for it. And try and get away. But red can't make Huskarls. So I think it's actually very easy for red to lose this game. Because red also can't have gold. It's just not your typical map, not your typical situation. Blue's castle will stay up. Oh, man. What? Guys, forget what you see at the top. The players don't see that. Red sees no gold. Red sees the castle stays up. And red can't make Huskarls. Red could resign here. Red might resign here. Capture and upgrade is good. Capture and skirm, I guess, is a decent approach. But blue's got the position right now. And blue's got the threat of the longbows and the monks and the siege. And red feels trapped. Red doesn't know that if they keep chopping, that there could be an escape over here. That's actually pretty important to pay attention to. But when a player feels trapped, very easy to not be patient and not mass. You really need to mass here if you're red. Get as much as you can banked up and into those rams. Now, blue's done the right thing. The mangonels is good. A couple more actually make a lot of sense. And then if you have the food floating, knights, I don't hate. Or swordsman line is ideally like your best choice. But if you need a couple units right away, go knights. This is like definitely a situation where you need more now, and you don't want to think about the comp long term. I'm actually okay with blue never making another villain this game. It's probably bad advice overall, but if blue just spends these resources on all of the attack, blue probably wins. You see it a lot of higher elos, right? Like low eco, fast push. Okay, so there's one stable. Cavalier upgrades on the way. Still no Treb from blue to really push red, so red's got a little bit more time. I mean, red skirms have no upgrades, guys. They'll have chemistry, I guess. Oh, and red. Smart from red. Smart thinking. You need that castle to stay up. So red is going to cram that castle into the back here. Walt says T90 blue stopped making vills, but he still has like 2k food. Yeah, I think he's going to spend it now. Blue probably... Okay, now it's producing vills. Ah, man, this is so close. This is so freaking close. Bombard cannon from cotton-headed Nitty Muggins. Wow. That I was not expecting. That could change the game. But they're so hard to control. And I feel like it could so easily go down as well. What value does the castle bring? Well, not much, because red still doesn't have gold. So that makes this bomber cannon even riskier. But one mangonel down. And now the longbows see it. The longbows don't have quite as much range yet. They can outrange this eventually. And yeah, now your bomber cannon goes down. So yeah, high ranks bomber cannons are insane. No gold in this situation. Maybe a little ambitious. You see, red feels like this game is slipping away, so red is going in now. Instead of waiting a little bit longer, but the longer you wait, you don't have gold. Cavalier can take care of the Rams. That Mangonel might get booped, though. Boop. That's something. But guys, Blue's holding the front. Cavalier is super strong compared to everything else that's out there. And Red resigns. Cottonhead Ninny Muggins trapped in, 35 Vils behind. Said it before, I've said it again. Lots of pressure here. Through the middle, stopping your opponent from taking the gold. That might be the way to play Glade. That was really close, though. Honestly, I think Red had a really good game. There's a lot to learn from. First off, Red, maybe like when you attack the opponent's walls and it doesn't work, maybe the play is to keep your army in the middle. Because, like, that's the most obvious thing. Blue's a crazy person. Like, Blue, you won the game. Congratulations. But I want some of what you're smoking because life must be ridiculous. You know there's an army out there. It wasn't like he waited and gained intel that the army went back into the base. The second they left the blacksmith, he walks to the middle. That's crazy. Red could have so easily killed those Vils. Red could have denied the castle. What I was expecting Blue to do was build the defensive castle, then make some longboats. Longboats. Sorry, there's no boats. Longbows. And then build the next castle forward. But anyways, Blue, you got to create your own luck. Blue did that. But yeah, so here's what you want as the Goths. I say this all the time, but like when you make it to Imp, you need to benefit from it, right? Yeah. And when Red eventually pushed here, where was the push? Sorry. When Red eventually pushed here, this was like right before Red made it to Imp. So this was so close. Red's 50 pop ahead right now. If Red spends 1,000 food and 500 golds on infantry and Rams, it's over. It's not even close. But Imp actually was the bait. And the thing I would say with Goths is like, if you're up against archers, Huskarls are already so good against archers in Castle Age, I don't think you really need Imp. I would say you use that castle, especially before the castle goes down, right? So you spend those resources on Anarchy. So that's 450 food, 250 gold. Then you can lose the castle, no problem. Make a couple barracks, spam the Huskarls with the Rams. GG, easy life, and Blue's out of the game before you know it. But it's like, when you're trapped and you have no gold, it's really tough, and well played to Blue for continuing with the push. Red was trying to chop through, but that's going to take some time. Chopping through these trees is going to take a really long time. And I think, okay, so maybe Red's pretty close now. But Red didn't have any more golds, and Red felt like this fight had to be pushed right now. So, like, just cutting through is an easy thing to say when you're watching. I don't know what more Red can do to really chop through here a little bit faster. I guess getting Bosaw would have helped, but even then, you don't know what's out there. You're still getting pushed and need an immediate response. And they're 850 elo, so it's kind of tricky. Someone says buy Onager. I mean, maybe, but are you going to, like, get 500 gold? I don't know. At this elo, I'm not, with no gold for so long, I'm not going to say that not getting Onager was a mistake. Because there's no way of knowing. You escape out here, you might not find the gold right away. You might lose the front of your base. The bigger thing for me was the stuff earlier. But, guys, this is rare. It's rare where you can trap somebody and they can't escape. It's rare where someone can get the Vil lead and they will lose. So I really like this map because it incentivizes different types of plays, like walling in the opponent, walling in yourself. You could still play like standard land aggression if you wish to, or you can play defensive. So I think it's a good map. I'm sure people will figure it out over time, but so far, really liking it.